and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. I'm what you need, and you're looking at my channel. If you like what you're seeing, you can look at more, as well as you can subscribe, share, comment, and donate via Western Union or MoneyGram to me. Just ask me for the details. I'll give you all the details you need. We're going to get into this topic. Keith Thurman and his reaction to Errol Spence's win over Sean Porter. There was an interview by Fight Hub TV. Shout out to Fight Hub TV. And this is what the question was posed to Keith Thurman, and this is what he answered and said.
How did you compare this performance from Errol compared to your fight with Sean?
I think I beat Sean in cleaner fashion. My judges agreed. I won by majority, or unanimous. I won unanimous, even with the fact that some people felt differently too, right? But I got those three judges to say unanimous. This was a split. It was the closest fight of Errol's career. We've all been waiting for this moment, you know, just to really say, hey, it wasn't that easy, you know?
Okay. So that statement, for some reason, rubbed people the wrong way. Certain people, Errol Spence fans probably. And they contested that. Keith Thurman said he won in cleaner fashion, I guess in more convincing fashion. And they felt compelled to respond to that. So I'm going to respond to them, particularly to ACOT TV and several others who felt that Keith Thurman was pompous and wrong to say what he said. And he was absolutely, incontrovertibly wrong. First of all, Keith Thurman was talking in the context of the judges. He was not talking in the context of everyone. He was talking about he won in cleaner fashion for the judges, and that's why he said he won by unanimous decision. Let's have a closer look at that, shall we? Because I think a lot of people, man, sometimes they just miss the point. They miss the boat of what people are saying. Other people are saying. So here is Sean Porter's resume on BoxRec. All right, let's see if Keith Thurman, first of all, is factually correct in what he's saying. That's Sean Porter's resume. The last fight he had was against Errol Spence Jr. Right there. The judges that judged that fight were Ray Danseco, Harry Hazard Jr., and Steve Weisfeld. And Ray Danseco had it 111-116. Larry Hazard had it 115-112, and Steve Weisfeld had it 111-116. In other words, Ray Danseco and Steve Weisfeld had it 8 rounds to 4 for Errol Spence, but Larry Hazard Jr. had it 115-112, 8 rounds to 4 for Sean Porter. So that's what made it a split decision. Okay? This is what basically Keith Thurman is saying. All the judges didn't agree on Sean Porter losing to Errol Spence, whereas his win, which is down here, this is Sean Porter's resume, as I said before. He had 3 judges that judged his fight: Eric Marlinsky, Waleska Roldan, and Steve Weisfeld. Same Steve Weisfeld. Steve Weisfeld had it 113-115, 7 rounds to 5. Waleska Roldan had it 113-115, 7 rounds to 5. And Eric Marlinsky had it 113-115, 7 rounds to 5 for Keith Thurman. In other words, unanimously, they had exactly the same scores, which is cleaner than the split decision win that Errol Spence had. Shall we say even more convincing, because all 3 judges agreed and the exact same score. So that's what Keith Thurman was saying. He wasn't talking about the wideness of the score, none of that stuff. So in that context, Keith Thurman is absolutely and incontrovertibly correct. And ACOT TV went all over the universe trying to expand on what Keith Thurman was saying that, first of all, the judge who scored the fight for Sean Porter by that margin of 8-4, Larry Hazard Jr., something was wrong with him, which is not true because it's a close fight. That's why it ended up being a split decision, right? And, he went into this rant about how Errol Spence hurt Sean Porter more than Keith Thurman did, which I again disagree with, but has nothing to do with what Keith Thurman's statement was making. But just for the sake of it, Let's have a look, shall we? Because, I like to deal with facts. I don't like to deal with just talking out my ass. I never do that. I never talk out my ass. So what I'm going to do, let's turn down the volume here, and we'll have a look, shall we? We'll have a look at Errol Spence Jr. when he faced Sean Porter, and the moment when he hurt Sean Porter in that fight. Let's go from here. What round is this? Let me see. What round is this? That's the first question. $100 million question is, what round is this? That don't seem to be the moment when he hurt him. We all know he hurt Sean Porter. I'm trying to remember where that would be in the fight. This is the 11th round here. There we go. Right. So it's the 11th round of the fight. And Sean Porter is fighting Errol Spence. Right? They're fighting away at each other. I think it happened somewhere around here. Right here. There it is. Short. It's like a flash knockdown. Sean Porter's glove touches the canvas. Right there, he hurt Sean Porter, and they didn't show that shit in slow motion. All right, that's the moment he hurt Sean Porter in the fight, and Sean Porter actually acknowledges that. Let's look at Keith Thurman. His performance against Sean Porter. All right. It was a really rough and rugged fight. And Sean Porter's showing, his skills. I'm just showing you guys the highlights of the fight because that's the important thing. Now, there are times when Keith Thurman and Errol Spence hit Sean Porter flush. But it didn't hurt Sean Porter because he kept coming. But you can see when Sean Porter actually gets rocked in the fight. Right? Here, you see he gets hit flush with the right hook by Keith Thurman and he still keeps coming. Like if nothing happened. Right? So that's not a time when Keith Thurman hurt him. Right there, however, he got hurt. His knee buckled. You saw his knee buckle, and then he clinched onto Keith Thurman. All right? So that's one time in the fight. That was in the 4th round where Keith Thurman hurt Sean Porter. Let's keep it going. Ooh, what a body shot by Sean Porter. And you see, all Sean Porter's fights, he'd be chasing the fighter around the ring, and the fighter has to clinch up on Sean Porter. All of his fights. Look at him work the body. And he fights out of the clinch too. He'll maul you. He will not accept a clinch. All right. There, Keith Thurman actually hurt Sean Porter. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we'll see it in slow motion. All right, Sean Porter just keep coming here. This is it right here. See, his eye rolls up in his damn head when he gets hit with that shot. Okay? Now, why I say this is because a lot of you guys said that, at least ACOT TV, he was saying that Errol Spence hurt Sean Porter more than Keith Thurman. That's not true. He was able to wobble Sean Porter to the extent that his glove touched the canvas, yes. But he did not rock Sean Porter as often as Keith Thurman did. Keith Thurman rocked him twice in that fight. And Sean Porter had the capacity to clinch up the first time, and the second time when his head snapped back and his eyes rolled up in his head, he had the capacity to launch forward on Keith Thurman and then clinch him again. So I do believe, no matter how you look at it, ACOT Sports TV and the other fans of Errol Spence, because I know you guys are fans of Errol Spence, that's what's going on, that you can sometimes look objectively at things, and it's okay, it's cool. But Keith Thurman's statement, first of all, had to do with the judges, and he was 100% correct about that. And second point is, Errol Spence did not hurt Sean Porter as much as Keith Thurman did in the fight. Keith Thurman hurt him twice. Sean Porter hurt him once. And credit to not Sean Porter, sorry, Errol Spence, and credit to Errol Spence on that. All right, guys, you have a good one.